Hello kids and welcome back to Life in the Woods or yapping session probably, because I have a lot to talk about today. And we are going to start decorating the little cute house that we started building from across the park. I know we tend to put pianos everywhere, but I'm kind of feeling one for that house. I will start talking about all the little things that have been happening in a second. First, I do want to get set up on like all the things that we need for this build. So maybe we're not going to be able to fit all of this in, but you know, maybe we can fit some of it in. Maybe we'll go for one of these things, or maybe we'll go for like more of the kitchen style things. We'll do a vanilla bed for extra space. Maybe we put an alarm clock there. Do we have an alarm clock in the clock shop? I wanna check on that actually. We don't need any of that, I think. Yeah, maybe some food and possibly the walls are pretty dark, so maybe we go for like a brighter countertop, possibly for the bathroom. I don't want to start the kitchen just yet, I guess. I could also make a little office like this, and then maybe like a blue office chair for once. You know, I always go for the basic colors. We should maybe go for a little pop of color. Okay, I'm recording this a couple hours before it's being uploaded, as always, because life is still a bit of a myth. But today was my psychiatrist appointment, did a little checkup to see how I've been adjusting to the meds and all that. And here's the thing, I talked about this a little bit in the last episode. You know, I mentioned how one of the side effects that I noticed was loss of appetite. And yeah, that is like the only one I was really sure about. There is another side effect that can happen, but I don't know if it's really that or if it's just a heat wave after last year where we didn't really have a summer. So, you know, my body is kind of like, what the heck is this heat? Combined with the antidepressants that I'm still on. Probably just not a good combination, but there could also be excessive sweating as a side effect. And, you know, I have been sweating more this summer than I ever have. That is all I can say. I don't know if that, you know, what fault that really is. We don't have an alarm clock. Put that there. Kind of cute. I should have maybe grabbed some wool. But okay. But I talked in the last episode how I noticed I had like a little bit of a rash in like my, like down my throat pretty much. And I was like, could be a side effect, could be not. It is a side effect. It's mentioned in the side effects. And here's the thing. Like, yes, I did read the little novel that they put into your meds before I started taking them. But, you know, it's not like I actively keep every possible side effect in mind. And something that is supposed to, like, you know, give me energy and all that wasn't my first connection when I noticed my skin was a little bit red and itchy. You know, that's not like where I go, yes, that must be the ADHD meds. But yes, it is from that. The appetite thing, according to like the little note, the info note, more than 1 in 10 people have loss of appetite, and around 1 in 100 get rashes from it. So I meant to look one word up before recording this. Is this not gonna fit? Oh, really? Sad. Very sad. But they're kind of cute. Okay. So we have a couple more carpenters here because we will need more than 6. So let me very professionally grab my phone because I actually wanted to mention this to a friend and I didn't know the English word, so I went with a super weird description of it, which was really not how you should be explaining things, I guess. But that's just how things work when English isn't your native language, I guess. Wait. Let me see. What is Wirkstoff? Agent, active substance. Okay. So, my ADHD medication that I started taking. I haven't dropped the name yet, but I guess it's time to do that. I was told to start taking Elvanse. This is supposed to be my ADHD medication. The active substance is like some kind of amphetamine. More about that in a second. So I get that, and you know, I was like, it doesn't say Elvanse on the packaging, but sure, whatever. I did not get Elvanse. I got Ratio Farm or something like that. Same ingredients, but a different manufacturer. And my psychiatrist was like, yeah, with the rash, we're going to try Elvanse, given that that is what you were supposed to go on. So I got a new prescription for that is going to be delivered later today. So I can actually start taking that tomorrow, which is fingers crossed. But there's like a few more things that come to mind for this. First of all, I did like a lot of research yesterday about this whole thing, like, you know, people getting rashes from their ADHD medication and like how, when, who, blah, 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 blah. Like, what the heck? why is this a thing? There's a lot that I learned. First of all, I obviously, it's Googling medical things, always a fun time. You know, I'm not really like the type of person who goes like, oh my god, I have one of these symptoms. I will pass away. But I learned about something. What was the name? Stephen Johnson syndrome. Basically if your skin starts breaking out, that can be very bad and it can actually end deadly. And I saw a couple mentions of that in people, on posts of people talking about getting rashes. So I was like, I'm in danger. But I don't think I am. My psychiatrist told me to keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, you know, I can always call or just come in without an appointment. We have to see how it will be on the different medication. But another thing that I like how we're just not building but yapping, but I think mentally I need this. This is my therapy. And I do know a lot of my audience people are ADHD people, or autistic, or both. Like, we're all a little bit neurodivergent over here. But one thing that I read is some people get the rashes when it's really hot. We are currently in a heat wave. I also, yesterday, like, you know, the rash was just kind of like down my throat. Not really in like my cleavage area. Cleavage? Not around the boobies. But after I took a shower yesterday, you know, pretty late at night. So the bathroom was already really heated up from, you know, the sun crashing onto it throughout the evening. And then I took a shower, obviously, then there's a bunch of humidity. Just not very comfortable. And then after that, it was like super red and it like spread further down the rash. Like still only in like the cleavage area, but still a lot worse, and it was itchy and it was pretty uncomfortable. So yeah, it might be the heat, you know? And there is one thing, a lot of people were able to like treat their rashes with antihistamines. Now here's the thing, I've heard about antihistamines, but look, I'm not like a medical person. I don't necessarily look up every term that I see on the internet. I'll be honest, okay? There's still a lazy part in me. Maybe the meds will change that, but a part of me is lazy and will stay lazy. So, I started the ADHD medication yeah, I think 2 weeks ago now, on June 12th, I think it was. And now it's the 26th. Do I need to pause because there's weird background noises? No, I think we're fine. I don't know, maybe my parents are getting stuff delivered, I have no idea. So for the first week of me taking the ADHD meds, I took antihistamines, because turns out antihistamines are basically allergy pills, and I took them because of my pollen allergy, which runs until like around June 20th, give or take a bit. So some people start developing rashes about a week after they started ADHD medication, which, you know, in my case, kind of, yeah, that sort of adds up, but maybe the fact that I took, you know, that I was on antihistamines for, you know, the first week, and then I stopped, and then the time was, you know, adding up. Maybe that was just not the best combination. I want to see how it looks if we were to add a couple more stairs in here. Do we not have stairs anymore? No basic oak stairs? That's honestly quite a shame. So, yeah. We will see. I asked the psychiatrist, like, should I just take some allergy pills? Maybe, possibly, like, what would that? And he was like, no. You try the different medication. We'll see how it goes. Nah, this is too dark and too uncomfy. I think this is actually pretty good. It's just, this is so blocky. Almost as if we're playing a block game. I know, right? This gives us way less space. Like this, we could hang up a big painting though. I think this is okay. These are already the slabs there. Yeah, the space is such an issue. Yeah, I really hope the rash is going to calm down, because it is uncomfortable, but, you know, it could be a combination of all things. It could be that I'm, you know, on not, like, directly the medication I was supposed to... It's the same ingredients. I don't know how that's necessarily going to change, you know, but we'll see. Maybe the official brand is better than the store brand or whatever. Well, yeah, I am nervous, you know, given that I learned there can be very, like, dangerous side effects to the whole thing. I'm like, okay, please don't end me. I'd appreciate if that didn't happen, please and thank you. Like, I'm finally starting to enjoy life. And now I learned that the side effect I have can end in a very, very bad disease. How about we don't do that? Okay, thank you, you know, like... yeah, it's, like, that syndrome, really not fun. I can recommend just looking it up, just, you know, to be informed and get educated and all that. But yeah, another thing I mentioned is... So yes, my ADHD medication has like lexoamphetamines or something like that. Amphetamines is like a word that, you know, you occasionally hear in like pop culture, like used in songs or whatnot. And I was always like, okay, cool. Amphetamines, yeah, those are a thing, I guess. No idea what that is, but I'm not gonna look it up once again. I did a little bit of research and, like, yell at me if I'm wrong, but I kind of got it that amphetamines are basically speed. So that's interesting. I mean, yes, I'm aware that, you know, I'm on, like, a serious medication here, and, you know, it is literally... You have to sign for it when you get it and all that, and there's like a whole, what was it called? Betäubungsmittelgesetz. Like, serious medication stuff. I literally talked about this. I looked it up a while ago. We even mentioned it in the Let's Play. Let me look this up. You know, we're all improving our English here. What word did I want? Betäubungsmittel. Anesthetic. Narcotic. Okay. So yeah. Narcotic protection law or something, you know? Like, it's serious stuff. I guess it makes sense that such serious stuff can also be acquired through other means. But I remember after my wisdom teeth surgery, the anesthesia guy was like, don't ever get drugs from, like, the train station. You are not made for that. You are weak. You won't handle that. So good thing I now have the professionals taking care of me. Ah, I forgot the sink top. But yeah, I feel very well taken care of there at that psychiatrist. I am staying on the same dosage for now. I mean, my psychiatrist was also like, yeah, with the heat wave, we have to see how, like, what's the heat, what is the meds, you know, because I was like, you know, some days I just couldn't quite get up and get stuff done. Like, I just don't know if I need to, like, build up the habit, if it's the heat, or, you know, it's just like an unfortunate time to start a new medication and wanting to see how it really, like, works for you, and then, you know, your environment just comes kind of like crashing down on you, and oh wait, we couldn't put this here. What if we do it the other way around? Because sometimes DecoCraft is fun. No, okay. I do want the piano around here, though, somewhere. I think it's super cute. Oh god, it's dark suddenly. So yeah, the rash is still kind of concerning me. Like, I can feel, actually, you know, down my throat. It's pretty warm right now here. Okay, loud tractors driving by. I love living in the middle of fields. Yeah, I'm a bit worried. I think I'll be okay, given that the psychiatrist didn't, like, immediately call an ambulance for me. So that's good. And yeah, we'll have to see. I also got, like, a certificate that I am indeed on ADHD medication, because when we are going to on vacation in like a month to London, I had like a friend who went across borders with various meds, and they, like, didn't check anything of her stuff. But I'd rather have a little note saying, hey, this person here is on this medication, they're supposed to take it, don't take that away from them, okay, please and thank you. So, you know, I just rather be sure everything is going the way it's supposed to. This really doesn't work. This kind of works. It's not perfect, but it also, like, doesn't completely block you, which I really like. That works apparently. I mean, we could also try this by just, like, having the extra storage, really. And you know, it kind of matches the wall almost. Not really, but almost. So yeah, we're going to add sink handles. And we can add the soap there, and then you just dry your hands on the same towel, I guess. Life is rough. And yeah, I don't know. The nice thing is also I got, like, a pretty big prescription for, like, you know, the new the actual Elvanse, or Elvans. I don't know how it's going to be pronounced in English. Like, I've only heard it being pronounced as Elvanse, so sorry for the German accent, but that's kind of what my psychiatrist said, so I'm trusting the professionals. This is like this, okay. I think this might be kind of cute. And then we could get, like, a little table, let's put the art supplies here then. Yeah, the piano. Words are so hard. it's for 3 months actually. Like the first bottle of the stuff that I get rashes from, I got 30 pills, but now I get 90, which is great. And I do have another checkup appointment actually only in September. So, you know, fingers crossed that everything will be fine. Also, apparently my blood pressure was okay. It wasn't like, for me, from, you know, given that I was supposed to take it like 3 times a day, it was a little bit higher every once in a while, but apparently still completely okay. So that's cool. Like, I was a little bit over like the average, what Google tells you. So if the medical professional that I'm going to says it's okay, I am going to trust the medical professional, I think. We could have the piano maybe here and put the little stool right here. So, you know, you also have like a place to put on your shoes maybe, you know? We need to like really think about this here. I think a lot of things, but I think this is definitely okay. We can do something here. Looks a bit weird with the toilet paper so hidden away and all that, but I think we got this. I think this is fine. Sorry, I'm pretty happy with how the appointment turned out today, you know. I was, no, oh my god, your blood pressure is too high, you need to stop this immediately, and your rash is deadly. Congratulations. So the fact that like everything is okay and I'm just like supposed to keep an eye on things, that was kind of nice and reassuring, I have to say. Yeah, I just hope that everything will indeed end up okay, that somehow the new medication with the same ingredients will not give me a rash, or maybe it's the heat, like if it's really only going to be like, well, you know, given with climate change, probably more than a handful of days a year, but for a limited time period, I think I can live with a little bit of uncomfortableness, you know, especially because if I'm gonna be scratching my eyes until like mid to late June, I can also spend the next month scratching my throat for, you know, for a little bit longer. We're just gonna move down as the year goes on. That's okay for me, I think. So yeah, I'm happy. But still, there is a part of me, obviously, that is worried about the rash. I guess it's understandable when you learn that it can be a super serious thing. But fingers crossed that everything ends up okay. I will keep you guys updated. And yeah, I don't know. Another really cool thing with the ADHD medication is, you know, I spent so many episodes talking about how after I sent my boyfriend out to work in the morning, I end up going back to bed because I'm tired. I take my ADHD pill after I wake up and, you know, start making breakfast and everything. And once the boyfriend is like ready to leave, the medication is kicking in and I start waking up and I feel energized. And I don't want to go back to bed because I'm like, oh, you know, there's so much I could do. Like, even if I'm still a little tired, I could still, you know, play on my Cobblemon SMP server and have a wonderful fun time and catch my Pokemon. And end up with even more footage that I finally need to hecking edit. But yeah, it's been so crazy to have energy. I know I've mentioned that quite a few times by now, but it's just incredible to not feel like trash the whole time and wanting to do stuff. Like that I don't know that feeling. You know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible, really, and yeah, psychiatrist was also happy for me, which was nice. That you know, things appear to indeed be going well, and as they should. I think in theory everything should end up fine. Just, you know, little bit scary when you're like, oh yeah, I wonder where my throat has been itching, and then you like start making the connection and you check your oh, didn't we just look it up? No, I didn't look up that word. Side effects, and you check your side effect. What did I make? I wanted wool! I was thinking about, yes, we need books later, but we don't need... I am so sorry. It's warm, okay? And I didn't get much sleep. And I'm just... that's the jungle. I'm not paying a lot of attention right now, I think, but... I think I slept for... did wake up quite a lot of times. Let's say 3 hours. And I already only got 3 hours of sleep the night before that. But here I am, you know, I stayed awake this morning. And that's great. I assume on the weekend I will, you know, sleep in a little bit and do all of that. But for now, I am still incredibly impressed with how this is going. I hope that my motivation will become a more like stable thing, or at least, you know, it's maybe a bit weather bound, but that for the most part I'll just have energy every day. That would be amazing. And just the fact that I don't have the desire to go back to bed already, that is, oh my goodness, that is so good. It's kind of nice to have a house that doesn't have a million windows, I have to say. Like a little, you know, switch. I should have grabbed the closet. Now I remember something that I wanted to still grab. Because now, you know, compared to DecoCraft, we can place stuff here, which means I can put a big painting here. Isn't that nice? Okay. You can have like, yeah, table here, I guess, and another chair like here, I guess. So like 2 chairs, one on the side and one looking out the window. Then we add the oven. Then we add these guys. Oh, we still need a sink. Maybe add one of these. I just don't like the look of that many drawers. I don't know. And usually I'm someone who loves storage space, you know. Not gonna say no to the possibility of having more stuff. Why would I decline that? But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm happy that life is maybe really looking up, so... And I wanted to grab a little table for the art supplies. Oh no, why am I having that in my hand? Didn't want that. That. And then one of these 2 goes here. I think it will be this guy. Yep. That. And then these cabinets. Above that looks a little weird, I guess, with the gap. So we're just going to have these 2 there. We can have the knives here. Not there. We can put a pie on the table. Umbrella stand next to the door. And maybe this can just find a little space up here somewhere. Function as some sort of like extra closet, or I don't even know. Maybe like this for now. We can move it later on. Now we only have the kitchen counters left. But yeah, it's starting to take shape. Definitely. And yeah, I think I probably forgot some things that I meant to continue talking about or something, but it's like there's just like so much going on in my brain. Technically my thoughts are more organized, yes, but you know, trying to get all this information out and not wanting to forget everything. So it's like, oh, I'll finish that, you know, the extra info a little bit later, just so I can mention this thing I just remembered, which I felt like was very important, but that leads me to like 2 or 3 other topics, and then I forgot that thing I meant to continue, because these other topics also had like 5 side topics to them, so it's a struggle. But, you know, I think, like, even though I was told I can take it every day and I have the effect of the medication, or I don't take it, then I just don't have it. I don't have to take it every day. I don't have to take it at a set time. Really like that. I saw a lot of people like talk about their experiences being on it long term and taking it every day, and how the long term use further improved things. So yeah, I am excited to see where this little like ADHD medication journey will take us. Hopefully not to the hospital with some scary looking syndrome. I technically do need to record more today, but I might do that later today, or like in an hour. I do have other stuff I need to record still. I like this house. A little bit more decorating. We might actually be able to finish it in either, let's be realistic, in 2 episodes. But I think next episode we should really get most of the other things done. So we can add like a little bookshelf here, the table, you know, that's like one path, table plus chairs, table for this, plant here, wardrobe or dresser, little like book corner here most likely. We can do this. We can really do this. I'm excited. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this little yapping session with slight house progress. I hope everyone is doing well. Take care of yourself, you know, drink enough water, wear sunscreen. If you get suspicious rashes, be careful. Be very careful, and yeah. Try not to overheat yourself, because the current heat is just, it's not fun. It's really not fun. Get enough sleep, and yeah, goodbye!